What up, guys? This is Wakani Wolf Entertainment here. I'm still speaking with my other two colleagues.
X-Master.
That's Limby.
Well, we're gonna be discussing today. We're gonna be talking about the difference between what all RPGs used to be before and what they become today. We're gonna be talking about durability, about how long does it make a game to beat it. Side quests, how they go, if it's a straight line or they have side quests, all kinds of stuff about between graphics and he's also talking about the future sequels that are gonna be coming out of the whole game. And we talking about we're gonna be talking about the gameplay and all that kind of
And
stuff we're gonna
why
cover.
on earth it takes so long to release the game?
Yeah, it takes like 4 years to get a game out nowadays. I don't know why.
Well, I don't know. That's a question that we all gotta be thinking about because
The only thing is that the only company that does do that
is Square
is,
Enix.
yeah, they take a long time. Final Fantasy 15, 10 years. Kingdom Hearts 3.
supposedly it's gonna be coming by 2020.
2020, that's like 8 years in the development. Final Fantasy 7 is gonna be like 3 more years or 4 more years.
I'm
Hey.
gonna do the grandkids, so my grandkids are gonna be playing that game.
And actually, the problem with that is that they build up like a hype for a little bit, but then it starts to get like old. Like the waiting and shit.
Well, thinking about this, what do we have to say about Final Fantasy VII? It's been like 20. I don't know how long it's been since Final Fantasy VII came out.
It's been like 20 years now.
Yeah, they announced it, remake, and they only said including developing. So right now, literally, what we can expect is we're talking about if Kingdom Hearts 3, they say like I don't know how many years ago they were gonna make it, and they still said that
they have taken out like 1.5, 2.5, 2.8.
No, but the thing is,
all
like
that shit.
Final Fantasy 7 is the worst because if they're gonna release the game as episodic, so the first disc is gonna take 6 years, and then the second disc how many?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
they already have the fucking game done. They already need to
yeah,
make the fucking
what I think
that
is
shit.
like if they're gonna
Yeah.
make it that long, I think that it's gonna be the full game. Is what I think.
Oh, guys, I want to present you one of the guys, one of my special guests here. That's Dark Fant over here.
He is fucking sleeping basically, but he's here.
Yeah, he's helping us out. He's one of the
Just give
guys
it
that he's gonna give you ideas. Probably he's gonna be joining us pretty much
He's
soon.
like the anime expert here.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's the one who knows about a lot of anime. But yeah, and the thing is, the main problem with the RPGs right now is before they're so focused and they were so focused on keeping the player playing for a long amount of hours. Try to get a level 100 or try to acquire and do 100% of the game. And then even though you play the game, I mean you beat the main storyline, you can still do side quests and stuff, and it can keep you hooked on the game, sitting down on the chair.
Like this, they're side quests, but they're just like stupid ass side quests.
But
Go
the
feed a
thing-
fucking cat,
Like,
go fucking find this thing and give it to another guy, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
unless for
Like,
me
this is-
today, what they important to the company is like the graphics. They don't focus on
storyline.
storyline or the background of the main character or nothing. They just focus on.
And most importantly, about inviting new players that they might don't know about it. For instance, let's say for example, I understand, most people are gonna say, oh, who doesn't know about Final Fantasy VII? Hey, a lot of people don't know about it. They don't like it. Maybe they just start playing it recently when Final Fantasy 15 came out.
There's a lot of gamers that started with PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2, and they're accustomed to more graphics than what it was like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. So that's one of the reasons that probably they're making more graphics. But the problem with that is that it takes fucking long. Like You don't
No,
have to make a fucking.
and like X Master was saying too, they don't go in depth when they're talking about
Yeah,
the storyline, the characters,
storylines are shit.
or about the main game itself. Because like when somebody new comes along that doesn't know about the game, he would like to know like, oh, I would like to know more about who is his character, what is it been, and then he has to hear from his friends like, oh, this character like Cloud or Sephiroth or Red 13 or Barret or whatever. We just specify right now in Final Fantasy 7.
Like today, they're focusing like multiplayer. Back in the day, there was no games multiplayer. It was like one game only. Like you're the main character. You do the whole game by yourself. You're not getting by no friends.
Yeah,
But today, most of the games are like multiplayer. You gotta have friends to be like some missions.
No, and actually, one thing that I dislike is that before you used to have like at least in most of the JRPGs you had like a party and you could switch characters.
Exactly.
Switch characters was like one of the most important things to me because it gives like the player diversity.
Final
in the
Fantasy
game.
15, you cannot switch on.
Yeah, you have four characters and you can only use one. What the fuck is that? And then you raise the level of all the characters for what? That like fucking Prompto doesn't even do shit. Like most of the time he dies. That's what he does.
Well, he has a purpose. Then he's a decoy.
It's not even that good at that because he dies pretty quick. So
Yeah, but most likely that's been one of the main problems, and like I was saying, they should focus if they want. Like X Master was saying, right now it's all about multiplayer. I understand that
if multiplayer
multiplayer now is the main attraction when it comes to online gaming right now because online gaming is what's been killing everything right now, like Call of Duty, Destiny, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking season passes. The fucking season passes are like in every fucking game. You have a single player game, season pass. You have an indie game, season pass. Like, what the fuck is with the season passes?
Let's just put it like this.
And every game has a collector. Even if it's like a new game.
Well, literally what's going on is, just put it like this. Every game developer or somebody who wants to make a new game or maybe a name, maybe a game that already has a name, like like everybody knows about it.
It's a brand.
It's a branded. Their main goal is to make profit. So literally, but while like Slim B was saying, every single time they do season passes, that's letting you know that in some point in time when the game comes out, the game doesn't come out 100% done. So literally, you have to buy that extra percent to have a whole game. That's literally what's going on. For example,
basically that's what happened with like Street Fighter 5. Like you get Street Fighter 5 and there's like
they get the 40% game.
Yeah, and then you have to buy the other players.
You have to buy like 3 DLC characters.
The same thing.
DLC pack.
The same thing that happens. The same thing that happens with Injustice 2. Injustice 2, you have a couple of characters. Or you can, if you pre-order, you get Darkseid, and then now they tell you they got 3 more packs. That brings like 3 more characters each pack. Same thing happened. Mortal Kombat X.
And then after the game gets a little old, they release a new version of the game with all that shit.
That's where I come from.
Cheaper.
And
it's cheaper.
That's where I come from. That's where I come from. Example, when Mortal Kombat X came out, I bought the limited edition and I got some characters, and then
they get
after I bought every single combat pack. Oh, you got Mortal Kombat XL with like $45 or $50, and you get all the characters. So you're telling me that I spent $65 on Mortal Kombat X plus the season passes with all the combat packs, and then by $65 or $50 you get the whole game with everything, with all the DLCs on already.
You know what I miss about the RPG games these days?
Fucking storyline.
Like the summoning system, and
how to cast fucking magic spells, like that shit that they're
like
doing
as MB was telling, like switching characters.
Yeah, because it all depends on the formation. For example, let's put an example. When you play Final Fantasy X, you have like 8 characters, but you can only use 3, so it gives you a variety. If you need summon power, you get Yuna. If you need character that can attack flying enemies, you got Waka. If you need as a hack and slash character, you can get Auron or you can get Titus. If you need somebody to steal items from or mass producing or farming items, you got Riku. If you need somebody to be diverse in terms of learning abilities, you got Kimari. So each character has their own unique ability suitable for your condition or for the circumstances where you're playing the game. That doesn't happen no more. Right now they give you one character, you got to stick with that character. Oh, but I need stealing abilities. Well, they don't have none because
I mean,
I didn't put them in the character because I don't care about it.
I'm no expert like in this type of games. My friend here, X Master, is basically the expert in that part. It's actually Namco Bandai has been doing a good job with Tails. Those are
Yeah, those games are basically like maintaining the RPG.
yeah, they are what they call JRPGs.
Like they're maintaining what it in the old days used to be with the modern days now.
So you should definitely, if you really miss old RPGs, you should check those out. The Tales.
Literally,
What are a few?
The last one that came out was
Mysteria.
Berseria and Cesteria. Those are the latest ones for PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's still the game that still keeps the essence of the old RPGs, even though in this modern era of gaming. So literally, you get to turn to think about it. They still, those games of Tales, you still keep that kind of essence. So you still got that old feeling.
Maybe they don't have like summoning or shit like that, but they have like still like spells, steel. They have like, and they actually added something to it, like to the mix that is actually like combos and shit. Like you can do combos, they look cool, but it don't take away from the feeling of the old RPG.
Yeah, and also they have combination attacks. Like for example, if these two characters are in a specific position, or they have this amount of MP, or especially they can do crossover attacks, and they can do combination attacks or some stuff.
Another thing that I like is like customization. Every time you find a weapon or armory, you can see it when you equip it.
Yeah, that's being one of the main problems on games right now. If you have a game that the guy uses, let's say for example, a shotgun, a double barrel shotgun, and then you find a shotgun it's not double barrel, and you equip it, the character still when he's running around, you see the double barrel shotgun on his back, and you're like, I believe I equipped you a shotgun that's not double barrel. So what the hell is a double barrel shotgun still on your back? And he still shots 2 shots, even though I still equip you one that only fires 1 shot. And it happens with that sequentially with everything else, like on gear, armor, weapons, skills, whatever.
I mean, it's like Valkyrie profile games. I mean, it's like Star Ocean because the last
one
Star
was
Ocean
lacking.
it wasn't that really good.
And
At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, it was lacking.
And what else? Final Fantasy is really good, but it's not as well. At the beginning, when they started showing trailers, I liked those more than when the final product came out.
Yeah.
But it's a fine game anyways.
Same as Final Fantasy 15. When it was Final Fantasy versus 13, it looked way better than the final product actually. Well, guys, this is gonna be basically it. We just wanted to discuss like a few differences in between like JRPGs back then and the new RPGs, basically.
I would like to add something else, but I think that there's a lot of RPG titles that have been left in the dust. That probably, bringing them back can help, to the developers and the gaming community. That those people that crave and they are missing that key of having RPGs, such as like for example, Skies of Arcadia right now, Castlevania. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. There's been Grandia. There's
Actually, I think
Wild Arms. There's gonna be a lot of RPGs that have been like forgotten. That they just literally died in all consoles.
Like a Breath of Fire game.
Yeah, Breath of Fire, like X Master said, Breath of Fire is another game that has been forgotten, and right now, if game developers just like sit down and look back to all those games that they have left in the dust, but they know that now with this
Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon. Thank you. If they look back and see all these games that they have made, and they say, well, with this technology we have right now, we can make a comeback of a good game, and maybe people like it. Maybe we can extend the storyline because people, at the time maybe they make the game and they're like, oh, I think I made that game, and probably the story dies there. But what happens when you make a comeback of a game and the people like it and people ask for more, especially if you make the game and make it look like, oh, it doesn't end there.
And the other thing, most of the time, like when they do RPGs, good RPGs, they stay in Japan. They don't cross over North America. So that's
Kind of funny and disappointing at the same time.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the PS Vita. The PS Vita has a lot of games that come out in Japan, but they don't really have any support here in the western part of the world. So, well, that's basically, this video actually kind of turned into like a rant of us talking shit about the newer RPGs, but we just wanted to point out some differences, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching us, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell so you can get the videos as soon as they come out. And this is Slim B. Talk to you
Asterius.
later.
X-Master, take care, guys.
I'll see you on the next video.